Hello there my fellow gamers. It's been a few months since we did our preview of Lenovo's latest gaming flagship, the Legion 9i. And back then I was full of praise and actually enjoyed it a lot. I have now been able to thoroughly test a final sample for Lenovo's answer to something like the Razer Blade 16, ROG Zephyrus M16 or Alienware's Superfin X16, and while this is still a fantastic notebook, if you have the cash or a kidney to spare, there are some things that did not age too well after the initial hype. In addition, the Legion 9i does not only face pretty serious competition from other brands, but it's going up against one of the most well-received notebooks in 2023, which is Lenovo's very own Legion Pro 7i, which comes without the fancy carbon fiber display lid, has a significant disadvantage in the display department, but when it comes to the actual user experience and especially performance, delivers almost on par to its higher-end sibling for a few $100 less. So let's see if the 9i actually does have a place in Lenovo's lineup right after the intro. While I went over everything externally in our preview video already, and that one is linked in the description by the way for you to check out, let me give you a quick reminder what is on offer with the Legion 9i. As your one and only CPU option, you are treated with nothing less but Intel's fastest mobile CPU for now, the i9-3980HX, which is accompanied by your choice of either the RTX 4090 or 4080 and paired with 64GB of DDR5 6400 RAM. And in the case of our review sample, comes with a pair of 2TB NVMe drives in RAID 0. On the display side of things, Lenovo treats the wealthy buyers of the flagship Legion with a 3.2K 165Hz mini LED display. And guys, you better have your sunglasses ready for this one. The premium 16-incher is a proper Legion to the core and can easily identify it as such. While the chassis sports the same magnesium alloy construction as the Legion Pro 7, it comes in this matte soft touch finish that feels great but collects fingerprints like a young detective on his first case. Build quality and overall rigidity is excellent, and while the Pro 7 on the other hand is not a badly made laptop, the difference is very noticeable. In the I/O department, the 9i omits two of the Legion Pro 7's USB-A's but gains an additional USB-C. While the pair in the back are fully featured Thunderbolt 4s, the one on the right side is only 3.2 Gen 1. And while we appreciate the updated 2.5GB Ethernet port alongside the HDMI 2.1 in the back, we wish Lenovo would have treated the USB-A's to the much faster 3.2 Gen 2 standard. The overall selection is very generous. I just found myself enjoying the layout on the Pro 7 a bit more, especially when using either one of these as a desktop replacement. As we have observed with quite a lot of full-sized SD card readers in the past, the variant in the Legion 9 offers barely average transfer rates once more. Especially the Razer leaves the competition in the dust in this regard, with much faster transfers in general. Speaking about transfer rates, wireless connections offer speedy results in our testing, and the 2MP webcam is alright, even though Lenovo showed that they can do much better with their Yoga Pro 9s we tested a while back. Your maintenance options are unfortunately very limited, since the flipped motherboard denies quick and easy access to the SODIMM slots. Thankfully, the pair of NVMe's are easily accessible. One thing I absolutely love about the 9i is its keyboard. While the Pro 7 was already really good in this regard, you could feel a little bit of chassis flex while typing, and this one is just so much more rigid. Together with a pronounced pressure point and insanely satisfying tactility, it's easily one of my favorite notebooks to type on. The touchpad works well, but because of its position and resulting size reduction, it takes quite some time to get used to. Before we finally get to the performance results, let's talk display, and it seems like Lenovo just went ahead and ordered everything that is awesome for their flagship gamer. While you might argue that the panel is slower compared to the Pro 7's 240Hz panel, I rather trade some hertz for the much better brightness, HDR performance, contrast and wider color gamuts. Overall, it's an excellent display for consuming content, be it Netflix shows or games. Especially HDR titles look jaw-droppingly good with insane contrast and colors that literally pop off the screen. Response times are pretty alright as well if you prefer faster games. Unfortunately, you might want to be really careful if you want to use the 9i for creative and especially color-critical work. While a similar display in the Yoga Pro used the mini LEDs as a single traditional backlighting zone in SDR and also came with pre-calibrated profiles such as Adobe RGB or much more importantly an sRGB profile, the 9i does not, even though it was mentioned in the initial press release. I really hope Lenovo can add those in future revisions, since it would turn the 9i into a one-stop shop for power users in visual professions. In the world of powerful 16-inch performance and gaming notebooks, the Legion 9i can easily take the crown of one of the fastest notebooks in our database, at least as long as that very competition is powered with Intel CPUs. The AMD 7945HX is still faster, but since you can only get it in a handful of devices, it's probably much easier to encounter a unicorn in your own backyard. That said, the Pro 7 is only marginally slower, even though it's betting only on an i9-13900HX. System performance as measured with PCMark also netted us the fastest numbers we have ever seen in a notebook until today, and overall the flagship Legion will hardly leave you wanting for more over the next few years. The snappy RAID array of already insanely fast NVMe drives adds to the excellent performance impression, even though the initial transfer rates cannot be maintained indefinitely and throttled significantly in our torture tests. In the GPU department, the Legion 9 once more confirms what we already experienced almost across the board in 2023. The mobile RTX 4090 is still an absolute unit of a laptop GPU and can properly stretch its legs despite the relatively thin chassis. In our synthetics rating, it's one of the fastest variants of the Nvidia mobile flagship in a 16-inch form factor. But yet again, the same holds true for the Legion Pro 7i. In our 1080p gaming rating, the higher-end Legion is a few percentage points ahead and also delivers very solid results in our Blender runs. In general, when it comes to performance, the 16-incher is a pretty solid desktop replacement for someone who needs desktop-level performance, at least until you would consider something like a 4080 or desktop 4090 in a mobile form factor. Before we continue with our review, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor. Being a creator in today's day and age asks for quite some flexibility. Shooting CES in Vegas, producing content in LA, and back to the studio all within a week or two? Well, Nvidia's GPUs and studio-validated notebooks are your perfect companions for the traveling creator, ensuring you have all the power you need for even the heaviest applications while still giving you a plethora of different form factors to suit your budget, way of travel, and performance requirements. Need to edit high-res video footage? Well, with powerful hardware media encoders, decoders, and deeply embedded GPU acceleration, you are set in your favorite editing software. How about a portable CGI workstation? Well, they've got you covered with high-end RTX 4080 or 4090 equipped performance machines. Or how about some AI-assisted creativity, all run locally on your personal machine? Well, not a problem as well. In addition, the Studio Badge will also give you peace of mind, ensuring you get a premium machine with sharp, wide color gamut displays, generous RAM and SSD configs, and of course, the latest CPUs to support Team Green's powerful silicon. So if you want to supercharge your creative workflows, check out the links in the description below. And start shopping right away for your next studio laptop with our German retail partner Notebooks Billiger. And now, back to our regular content. In modern games, the powerful core components can easily handle even some of the most demanding games in QHD, in case you want to take advantage of higher frame rates. And even the native resolution or 4K on an external screen is achievable with smooth FPS numbers. In combination with DLSS and frame generation, you can easily crank almost all games without a problem. Please enjoy our gaming benchmarks, and if you felt entertained so far, please consider hitting that like and sub button, it means a lot to us. When Lenovo announced their thinner than usual gaming notebook, they spent quite a bit of time emphasizing how the Legion 9i is the first gamer with a fully integrated water cooling loop. Upon closer inspection, their marketing material showed that the loop will only assist the free fans once the GPU temperature reaches 84°C, which is almost never the case even with a powerful 4090. It also seems like the tiny loop with its own integrated pump isn't even connected to a radiator, which further makes us doubt its real-world usefulness beyond the marketing buzz. And while we can attest the Legion 9i some very impressive performance numbers in a pretty thin chassis, as with all the other competitors within a similar form factor, Lenovo's cooling solution is not performing a whole lot better nor a whole lot worse than what is already on offer on the market. While using the Legion Pro 7 and its fancier products side by side, I also found the former much more pleasant, both when it comes to its very low noise floor during idle scenarios and even much more so when pushing the system. But do not take my word for it, I recorded some noise samples for you, so please let me know in the comments which one of these you would prefer. As always, we have a lot more data about temperature and stress test behavior for the Legion on our website, so please check out our written review. Away from the wall, the new Lenovo is a proper Legion, which basically means battery life is abominable. While the Pro 7 can somewhat keep up with the competition, the 9i unfortunately has to yield under its very power-hungry core components and display. Alright folks, it's time to wrap it up. Should you consider the Legion 9i over its competitors? Or is maybe even the Legion Pro 7 the much better option? Well, I cannot deny that I really like the overall styling of the 9i much better, and it could easily be on the very top of my personal wishlist for everything that came out last year if I had that much cash to spare, that is. The subtle chassis with its matte grey appearance, awesome RGB implementation, super stylish carbon fiber lid, amazing keyboard and jaw-dropping display makes for a very impressive laptop experience. But if you are willing to sacrifice in the display department, which does hurt quite a bit, and if you can live with a slightly junkier design, well, for most of you the Pro 7 might be the better option overall. And it would actually be my go-to buy within this form factor. But please folks, let me know what you think. Sound off in the comments below. That should be it for today. Thanks a ton for watching. Please hit that like and sub button on your way out. My name is Alex. You have been incredible and I cannot wait to see you all in the next one. Take care.